name. 3D Tripper. Oh, I see it now. I couldn't read it when it first came up there. I must have been too busy getting stuff ready. How the heck are you today? Good to see you. I'm still kind of sitting up here. I had a phone call, but waiting for some more folks to drop in here. We'll get going. We'll start a topic. Hey, there she is. How you doing, Lori? Good to see you. You not so drowsy today? Man, I gotta figure out how to get this thing a little bit bigger here. Hold on. I might have the wrong thing up. Let me see if I can get my tablet to work. Come on, dang. It powered off. Hey, Uncle Al, good to see you. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, 3D Tripper. Thank you very much for asking. I still not 100%, but I feel a whole lot better than I did. And that is a plus. Man, I was feeling pretty cruddy there for a couple of days. Hey, get this up here where I can see the chat better. Hot Sauce Chunky, Tim. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Everybody having a great day so far? I'll be up and going here in a second as soon as I get this thing working. It's going to be so much better right here. Come on. Got to turn the pin on. There we go. Now I can see what's going on here. Josh, hey, how you doing, Josh? Did you get your button? Uncle Al's in here. Hey, Kyle, good to see you too, my friend. Corset Trainer. Hey, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you, my friend. You got it good. I'm glad. Yay. That first one came back. I forgot to put the lot number on there. Make sure you guys are checking each other out. You guys don't have to tell you. A half day of school already? What the heck is with that? TGIF, huh, guys? How come they only have a half a day? The school catch on fire or something? Oh, you're going to do your first introductory video. That's a great. That is really good. I'm not going to ask Kyle how the weather is where he's at because he brags too much. But how's the weather where everybody else is at? Parent teacher conference. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure glad I don't have to deal with that stuff anymore. You're going to play hooky this afternoon, 3D Tripper? Good job. Yeah, you better do it while the weather's good. My popsicles are melting away. Hey, Tibor, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Kind of waiting for some folks to get in here. We'll start talking about some stuff here. Maybe we get Uncle Al to tell us about December 27th. Maybe we get Uncle Al to tell us about December 27th. Uh-oh. Turn that thing down. I was just talking to Mike Walker on the phone. All right, Lori. Yeah, you pick up all those guys. They're good guys. Uncle Al's laughing at me. He's still not going to tell me about it, huh? That's okay. When the day comes, I'll probably have my britches down around my ankles. What do you mean my email address doesn't work? It always works. I see. There we go. Now it's in the box up there. Should work. I'll bring it up there on the screen for you. That's the email you guys can use to get a hold of me at. And it better work because I've had that thing for many years. Invalid. I'm going to have to go check on it over here on this other computer. Hold on. You'll just go check on it while I got you guys here. Let's see. Six ways to Sunday, huh? Well, I just clicked on it over here on this other computer. It came right up. Well, it's working for me, my friend. Maybe I'll try a different way. Maybe I'll just try putting it in there. Hold on. Let's see. Just bring up the browser here. Boston J, Wicked, Pissa, Pissa. I hope that's the right way. Matt, hey Matt, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Let's see how I get that thing back off of there now. Oops. I gotta try a different way here, make sure it's working. Hold on, you guys. Well, I came up here in the browser as just in time prepping. Gmail right there. That's pretty weird. You put in your email, your YouTube thing, it comes up in the browser. Let me get this thing out here. What have I been missing here? Okay, let me see where I put that in here. Hold on. Trying to get it off the page there. There it is. All right, Steve. Maybe you'll get to come back later. You go get them little kids. Hey, CR, come in. Let me see what's going on here. When did he get in here? Oh, Walker Outdoors too. Hold on here. I gotta find him. I promised him something. FFP. Hey, hey. Good to see you, my friend. You guys, if you guys don't know everybody in here, make sure you are. There's CR. Now I got. Oh, there you are, Walker. Hold on. I get it like this for a second. All right, there we go. All right, everybody's good now. How you doing, Walker? Good to see you. Long time no see, bud. What's your call letter again, Walker? Put your call letter up there for everybody. You got everything moved down to Virginia now, Matt? Are you now down in Virginia all the time? All right, now we got quite some people in here. Let me do a roll call real quick. Try to get up here to the top of the box. They got 3D Tripper, Lori Jean, Hot Sauce Junkie Tim's in here, Josh Connor. I have Die Bullfrog 79. I have, let's see, Corsair Trainer. He's out to get the kids. I have, let me see who else. Kyle Anderson. Josh Connor. Tibor 101. Who else? Matt A. Prepping and Survival. Boston J. Wicked Pisa. Guy Bullfrog 79. Food Forest Permaculture. Walker Outdoors. Gunslinger Outdoors. Hey, I didn't see you slip in. How you doing? Creative Redundancy and Leah Shrek, excuse me. Hey, Leah, good to see you. I haven't seen you a couple of weeks, but it is good to see you. And Anthony just stepped in. Palmetto Prepared. All right. Let's start up our topic. Let's talk about, since it's all starting to get cold and stuff now, let's talk about what everybody thinks should be carried in your everyday carry stuff for wintertime. You know, like not like what you carry in your dump in your pockets, but your everyday bag, like you throw in your car and stuff. Hunter, hey, good to see you. We're all doing good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I think one of the things that you should always have in your car for this time of year as it's getting colder and stuff, and I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but I usually just throw a bag of kitty litter, just throw it in the back of the Jeep, and I leave it in there in case I get stuck or something in the snow. You can take it and you can throw it underneath your tires and stuff to get out of a bad situation in the snow. I don't know if any of you guys do that. Also, since they've come up with all of these really cool things of de-icer and stuff, sometimes I just throw a couple of those little bitty bags, you know, those ones like this that you can get at Walmart or something like that. And they cost like a couple of bucks or something. I might just throw some of those in there if I'm thinking about it. I'll just throw a couple in the back and just leave them in there all the time just in case I get myself in a predicament in the snow or the mud or something. That way it kind of helps you get unstuck. Blankets and flashlights are good, yes. Ice cleats, I guess those would be okay. I never really thought about it. I used to have ice cleats like in my bag when I went up into the mountains and stuff when I was hiking. But that would be a good thing just to have because you never know. You get stuck and have to walk somewhere. You don't want to be stumbling and slipping and sliding. Wool blankets, extra hat and gloves. These are all good stuff, you guys. Car, not cat. I got to plug in my thing here. I'm not going to be able to see you guys. Hold on. Tablet telling me it's not breathing right. There we go. Now it's working. Actually, adding blankets and stuff, just throwing them in the back of your car or your Jeep or truck, whatever you have, just leaving them in there, laying on the seat or whatever, is a very good idea because, sometimes you never know. You might be out on a trip or even if you're going out hunting or something like that, and you, for some reason, are stranded, your truck breaks down or your car or whatever, and you don't have uh, any way of getting out. You don't have any cell service or anything. You may want to have to be able to hunker down, and you want to be able to stay safe and warm at the same time, So those are all really good ideas to have, so that you're not going to sit there and die from the elements or anything like that, or you're not going to sit there and get frostbite. In the freezing rain, you'd be glad to have ice cleats. You must have freezing rain there where you're at, CR. Has anybody in here done that challenge about what the challenge is? What are your 3 worst ideas of an SHTF situation? I'm thinking about doing one of those later this afternoon. That would be one of my worst SHTF situations, would be a bad snowstorm. I know here, I don't know about where you guys live, but here, when it snows hot and heavy, it gets pretty deep really fast, and it's hard to get around by car. Most everybody gets around either by those ATVs or a snowmobile or something. So you might want to think about that too. You know, if you can only motivate around by a snowmobile or an ATV, you may want to be able to dress in layers. You know, dressing in layers is a good thing, because it's always better to have too many clothes on than not enough. Being trapped in your car for more than an hour with your wife doesn't count, Walker. The Zippo, not the Zippo knockoff, but the real thing. Are you talking about for hand warmers then, Matt? What's a ton? What are tauntauns or tons, Anthony? I don't believe I've heard of those. Yeah, those the real thing deal for the Zippo lighter things that you can slip in between your layers of clothes. Those work real well. The knockoffs, they don't last very long, but you know, even if you got a knockoff, that would be better than nothing. It's from Star Wars. Is that what? How are you doing, Gavin? Good to see you. Asta McGuire, hey, good to see you. Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you, Asta. Reusable hand warmers. You know, I bought some of those a while back. I don't know if you guys saw that video I did on it, but I have my pros and cons on those things. The thing is that if you don't take care of them the right way, they're not reusable. I mean, I really abused the ones I got. I did it on purpose so I could test them out. And if you don't take care of those things and do the exact thing that the box tells you to when you buy those, they're not reusable. They won't rejuvenate. So unless you know exactly how to take care of those things, I would not rely on those to have around for an emergency. Another thing to have, and nobody really talks about it, is like an army shovel or something like that. Army shovel, or even one of those little, I don't know what you guys call them, but I call them a kid rake. They're still steel on the end, but the handle's only about that long. Those come in real handy. These are things that you can just kind of stick in your car here and there. And car, your Jeep, your truck, whatever, you know, there's all kinds of little places to stick stuff these days, you know, in those kind of vehicles. Your older vehicles, you just kind of have to pile them up in there. But the newer vehicles have plenty of places to stow plenty of extra gear. Anthony, he's living in the days of Star Wars. You could use your little shovel to bury your wife. Is that what you're saying, Walker? I'm going to tell her you said that. Yep, yeah. You know what those? You're right, Matt. I was just reading the comments down there, and Matt had a good one here, and it was about. Let me find it again. Everybody's starting to talk again. Always a way to use a ratchet tie down around your tire to get the vehicle out of a stuck situation in the snow. And I've done that a lot. You know, you can wrap those around the tire around this way. If you do it right, you know, it will make a traction, make it have more traction. My wife murdered me years ago. Uh, Glad everybody's having fun. Good job. Uh-oh. Gil's up in a hot attic, guys. What are you doing up there, Gil? Are you going up there? Is that where your reception's at? Yep. That is an old four-wheeler trick, yep. At the ratchet strap around your tire, because those will save your butt. Anybody that's gone out and done any serious playing in the snow or in the mud, they can tell you about all those tricks to use. Now they've got these new things out that are cleats for your tires. Have you guys seen those? You can just wrap them around. They're like a zip tie, and I guess they're reusable. I want to try them out, but I just haven't had the money for a while. Oh, you just got down from redoing the ducting around the bathroom vent. Man, you are just a jack of all, aren't you, Gil? You guys are not familiar with Camp Patton, the Camp Patton family compound. You guys need to check him out. That's Gil over there, and he's got some good videos going, you guys. There's no plastic zip ties on Amazon. There are some. I'm talking about the kind that I don't know. They advertised them. I can't remember. I don't a couple of years ago, where you can buy these little like cleats for your car. Uh, you kind of wrap them around the tire. It's like a zip tie. You wrap them around the tire, and then you get your car out of a bad situation. Then you got to get out and take them back off. I don't know if you guys have seen those around, but they're saying that those are reusable. So they must have some sort of locking system on the tie itself. Well, keep talking then, CR. We're listening. General engineering contractor. Oh my goodness. Whew. That sounds like a big word. What about if your vehicle did break down, guys? Your vehicle did break down and then you were stranded out like in a snowbank or whatever. What would you guys have what you need in your car to stay safe till you could get your car undone or until help can get close to you, get over to you? Does anybody want to come up on the panel and talk with me? If you do, I'll bring you. I'm gonna send you guys out a little link, and if you guys want to come up, feel free. I can get 5 of you up here at a time, so I'll just bring it out there for you. And if you guys want to come up here, feel free. You guys have enough stuff in your vehicles that you can stay safe and warm and healthy until you can either get yourself out of the situation or help would arrive. That doesn't mean a jug of whiskey, Walker. I guess you guys in Florida don't count because you guys don't have snow down there, do you? You would have to think yourself into another situation like being trapped in the swamp or something like that. There we go. Everybody say hi to Gil. This is Camp Patton Family Compound, you guys. Can you hear me, Gil?
Hey guys.
Hold on, I got another. Oh, here comes CR, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
Long
Hey,
time
CR.
no see.
Let me pop up the chat here.
So, you guys have any idea how to get out of a bad situation? Either stuck in the swamp or up against a snowdrift in a bad situation. I have to put the swamp in there for those people down in Florida.
Okay, well, actually, everyone talks about 72-hour kits. That is the biggest thing to get you killed there is. They found that out with Katrina. People had 72-hour kits and they didn't last. For years, even before Katrina, I've been advocating having a kit for your car, a kit for your office, a shelter-in-place kit in your home, and a get-out-of-Dodge kit. So, and basically, an auto kit should have enough supplies for a week in it. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you. It's great.
All right. So, yeah, your office kit should have enough to get you to your car, plus a day or two extra there just at the office. You get to your car, you have 7 to 10 days stuff in your car. That's to get you home. At home, you have a shelter-in-place kit if it's for like a chemical emergency, hazmat release or whatever in the neighborhood, something that's short-term. But then you have your get-out-of-Dodge kit, something to get you to your redoubt or your retreat or whatever it is you have your bug-out location. But a good car kit should have everything you need for summer, winter, all that type of stuff, tight straps, and everything else. Amazon has those zip tie cleats, are bright orange, and they're disposable. They say one-time use, but they're not, because I've seen guys use them up in Idaho. They're one time. They're trash by the time you go 10 miles. They're just meant to get you unstuck.
What was that again, Gil?
Those orange zip tie cleat ones are just to get you unstuck. They're not. They say they're reusable, but after 10 miles, they're trash. And all they are is just to get you unstuck.
Well, that's nice to know. That's not really worth $20, then, is it?
If you're stuck, it's worth $50.
Yeah. Oh, it was $50?
Yeah, no, it would be worth $50 if you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
They would be worth their money to get you unstuck and get you to safety.
Hey, Uncle Al,
Hi, Will. Hi, CR. Hi, Gil. I
Hi,
found
Uncle Al.
Hey,
Hey,
working.
Uncle
it
Al.
because I have rotors upstairs in the attic. I have
Uh,
to turn it to face the tower. And when we shift in the wind or anything, you see, I have two climates here. I have desert on one side and I have the Sierras on the other side. So it'll be 80 this afternoon, 40 at night, or 47 at night. And we got the extremes of both areas. So it isn't fun.
hey, Gunslinger Outdoors, I see your comment. But camping gear is great to have as part of your um, auto kit. So you like you said, you can camp if you get stuck.
high fat food. Yeah, that's a good idea, Anthony. Like nuts and stuff, but you gotta make sure you got enough to rotate around.
Tibor also made a good suggestion. You can use rope to wrap it around your tire to get you unstuck out of the snow.
Like we were talking earlier, those toe straps that have ratchets on them.
Oh,
those,
yeah.
those work really good.
Yeah, but you got to twist them as you go around the outside of the tire to give it depth.
Yeah. I've always had when I was out doing outdoor stuff all the time, I always had a come along in the back end of my car, a couple of them. Cause I could get myself into some pretty precarious spots, If I wanted to get over on that ridge to go hunting and I didn't want to walk, I would just take my truck, and if it got stuck, I'd have to get it out, So I would have a couple of come-alongs in my truck just so I could tie off the trees and get it twisted around and pull it back and forth.
Yeah, I have a winch I got from Harbor Freight with a 2-inch receiver plate on it. So basically, it mounts on the plate, and I just stick it in the tow receiver in the back, and I can pull myself backwards to get myself out, or sideways if I need to.
Does anybody have metal panels? I know a lot of people used to use wooden boards, but after a while those break. And I have it's like they use in the Air Force for certain airfields. It's big metal panels with holes. I got off some sections and I use that heavy as heck, but they work great when you try and get out mud, snow, slush, or worse, cow manure.
Yeah, I had a friend that took one of those pieces and cut it up into 18-inch long pieces. That way he could store it in under the seat of his truck. And then he'd just pull it. If he got stuck, he'd pull it out and layer them, so it overlapped a little bit in the direction he wanted to go. That way he could drive out.
Yeah, they keep making you go up a little bit, so you're getting up out of the mud or the snow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically put it so it's the bottom one overlaps the top one, so it doesn't sink below it, and it pushes on that as you drive up onto the next one, drive up onto the next one. Sort of like reverse shingles.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lori.
Yeah, people were saying that I guess they're not allowed studded tires where he's from. What's cool is Idaho allows studded tires, both metal and the plastic studded tires, anytime you want. Of course, California doesn't allow studs because they don't spend their money on their roads anyways. They spend it on lining their pockets.
Yep.
Hi, Velocity Savage. Hey, how you doing? I just saw you lit my name up. How long you been in here? Yeah, that's why I've always put in like just kitty litter. I mean, kitty litter's cheap. You can buy a big old bag of it pretty cheap. You just throw it in the back of your trunk or in the back of your truck. And when you get ridiculously stuck, then you can have that for a backup.
Years ago, when was that? That was 81. I was back in Pennsylvania around Punxsutawney, and one of my friends back there, he and his wife, they put 6 50-pound bags of cat litter in their trunk to give the back end weight, because it's against the law to put cinder blocks and stuff like that into your trunk. But if you have cat litter, and I just picked it up at the store.
Yep.
But he could also, you gave him weight to give him traction, and he could also break it open and spread it to on the ice to give him traction too.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one there. Also, you can get just regular old. You can get bags of mulch, like you're gonna spread in your beauty bark or whatever, It's called mulch in some spots, but just throw one of those in the back of your car too. That works good. Anything just to displace the snow and the ice.
Oh yeah.
The back in Idaho, the Ace Hardware in Shelley carries a new type of ice melt. It's not salt. It's some sort of byproduct from making whiskey. And it's little crystallized things that are dark brown. And you sprinkle it on the ice. The ice immediately starts melting. And it's really great, but it's not salt.
Huh.
So you can't say, you can't carry salt in your car. Well, it's not salt.
It's not salt. Solvent. It's solvent.
Hey, Will, can I just add something real quick?
Anytime.
Well, here in Canada, in some urban and kind of town areas, they allow you to have free access to like sand and gravel. Like there are these little bins that you just, grab a bucket and use. That's something to keep in mind, and it's free too.
Yeah,
I've seen those places before. You just back in there and take whatever you need. Yep.
Yep.
I have to look for that. I haven't seen that yet in Idaho. They have free sand during the flooding season, and the sandbags sitting out there at the fire station. You just go there and do bags of sand. Hadn't thought about if they do salt or not.
I don't know if they did salt there, but they had sand and then they had gravel, I think. They had 2 or 3 different kinds of things that you just back in and take whatever you needed and then leave. I think that was in North Dakota or somewhere like that. Peyton and I, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing today? Don't forget to hit that like button, you guys. I'm going to be checking up on you. That's my job. I have to keep an eye on those thumbs up.
And let me switch back to the YouTube channel here. And okay, we got 15 watching and only 10 thumbs up. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Everybody's slacking out there. I'll bet anything is that palmetto prepared. California don't even allow you to breathe, gunslinger. That's about right.
Unless it's
come up with some really good gun laws too.
Well, unless you're breathing in the smog to clean the air, and they want you to breathe that in and breathe out clean air.
They probably won't let you because it's carbon dioxide.
Oh yeah, global warming.
Lord.
Hey, be quiet. There's no such thing as global warming.
Well, actually, there is global warming, just not man-made global warming. If you check the history books, we are still recovering from what was known as the Little Ice Age, the Big Chill, from 1380-something to 1830. And we're still recovering because prior to that Little Ice Age, England was growing better grapes and producing better wine than France. So until England can do that again, we haven't recovered from that ice age.
Oh my God.
Yeah, France banned the import of all wines from England because they were better than French wines.
Yep. He's better too. Excuse me.
Something's going to happen on December 27th. You guys just watch.
Yeah, I heard nope. Al give the oops on that one.
I am not going to tell.
You already did.
I put it in all my videos, the hints. I don't want to get whacked. I don't want to get run over. I don't want to have somebody pounding on my door.
If you don't tell pretty soon, you're going to have all of us guys that are got your back. We're all going to be pounding on your door.
No, because I won't be here. I'll be gone.
Well, I can give you a little hint. If you go to the Asset Center, one word, .com, and under books, go to the Against the Wind series. All those books are written about that event. I started writing those about 7 years ago. And they're free. You can download them for free. They're PDFs.
Good afternoon, C103.
Hey.
What's up?
Yeah, I just about bet it has something to do with all this Trump bullshit.
Could be. But that would be telling.
That would be telling.
Yeah, we have enough panicky people. Isn't that right, Gil?
Oh, yeah.
Too many people running around.
And then we have too many people wander around. Which way did you go, George? Which way did you go?
Like during the blackout. That was funny.
Did they get over the blackouts? Did they quit doing them?
I believe this past Sunday, PG&E said they had restored all power by Sunday evening. However, when I drove home yesterday from Idaho, my truck nearly got blown off the road from Fernley, which is 48 miles inside of Nevada, till I got to Sacramento. All through the Sierras, it was blowing like a son of a gun. And so I was surprised.
Climate change.
I was surprised they didn't reinstitute the shutdown again. Or sorry, shut off.
It's the public training us.
The last ice age was brought on by an asteroid impact in the Greenland of 12,000 years ago.
That was the major one. The little ice age was like I said, it was a little one. Because of it, there was also a year without a summer.
Yeah, that was 1813.
Yeah, and that was still within the little ice age. And Valley Forge, the bad winter Valley Forge, that long winter there was part of the exceedingly low temperatures that were going on because of that little ice age.
Well, we're supposed to have a really bad winter here this year.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I got to repeat this. 2 years before, we had 18 to 20 volcanoes blowing their stacks all around the world. That's why we have this little cold spell right now. And a lot of people don't understand the little ice age were all volcanic activity.
Yeah. Also, during the little ice age was the in Russia, the asteroid exploding over Russia.
Which one?
Yeah, they were listening. I was looking it up again yesterday when I was talking with Reed at MOI. But there was another asteroid explosion over Russia. 1819. I think it was when it was.
Okay, Russia had like 6 asteroids explode over there. There were Takaska and
that was the big one.
Yeah, that was 1895. It leveled the place. They had 2 smaller ones in the middle of the Russia, and they had one near Moscow. I can't remember in the 1700s or in the 1500s. It causes. What do you think Alaska looks? Not Alaska. Yeah. Siberia looks like that.
Yeah. Also, during one of those asteroid explosions, there was also supposedly the basalt flats out there in Russia erupted again, and then it was a ribbon eruption. Well, not a single hole, but just like a long crack, and it just kind of spewed out along the crack for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, it was about 1,000 miles when that happened.
Yeah.
Not be there because everything, the lava don't kill you, the gases will.
Yeah.
That's why.
Unless you happen to fall in it.
No, but the gases will kill you faster.
Yeah.
Like in Nigeria about 10 years ago, everybody saw the volcanic activity and they said, "Oh, we're fine. We'll go to bed." Next day, they're all dead.
Yeah, they were down in the valley.
Yep, carbon monoxide and sulfuric acid, fluoric acid. I forgot 6 other gases, but
Hydrogen sulfide.
that's
the
it.
big one.
And all those creeped in, killed every life form from plants to the big fauna, elephants, you name it. They all dropped dead. Anything that breathed. It's like a death zone. Everybody went in there. They were scratching their heads. I think it was CNN or NBC. One of their crews went in deep in the valley. They didn't come out.
Yeah.
Because there was a pocket there and they kind of
walked right into it.
Yep. Couldn't figure it out.
Welcome, Flat Earth Alaska, into the live stream, and Virginia H.
Hi, Virginia.
Hey, Flat Earth.
Flat Earth, he was saying he was always wondered why the asteroids, they don't come up from the horizon.
They come sideways.
Yeah, usually they're coming in because from the asteroid belt or anything in the orbit that the sun puts out, causes everything even out to the Kuiper belt is in a certain flat orbit, and so usually they come in on that plane within 5 or 6 degrees of the flat plane. But asteroids are a big fun one. But
they come in sideways to the horizon usually. If you watch the space stuff as they show them on the satellites,
right,
wherever the horizon is, they're coming across the grain from it.
Usually, we don't see them early morning or late evening because they're up high enough that the way the light refracts and stuff, them coming in, kind of gets washed out in the twilight. But at night, you'll see them cutting across at night, going east to west. Usually, you don't see them very, very rarely going north to south. It's always east to west.
What's kind of funny is a lot of people don't realize on the Kuiper belts NASA missed three asteroids and a comet. And this one is north and south. This is Boris, I think. It's a big comet coming from the Kuiper belt.
Yeah, it got knocked crazy.
Oh yeah, that one's scary. You seen those big craters on the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, that's the size of that comet. One of those craters. And if it hits Earth, well, I'm just going to start smoking Camels and drinking Lucky beer.
I might have to start drinking again.
Yeah, I might as well too.
Because they said if it goes between the Earth and the Moon, what will happen? Everybody remember that old 50s movie When Worlds Collide?
Yeah,
I remember the title.
When everything went into slow motion?
No, when the Planet X dragged into Little Planet and it clobbered Earth, and everybody escaped to the other planet. It's an old movie.
I don't think I saw that one. I've seen that pop up on America, whatever movie classics it is. Turner movie classics, but I've never actually watched it.
You got to watch it. It's pretty funny. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I threw another link up there for the side chat. I can get 2 more people up here if you want to come up.
But going back to wintertime and getting stuck, one of the things that most people don't realize about hypothermia and hyperthermia, you can get both of them both in winter and summer. It doesn't matter what time. You can get hyperthermia in the summertime. You can get hypothermia in the summertime or in the wintertime. We had when I was a general engineering contractor, I was working with another company, and one of the guys was in the morning. It was really cold, and he was all bundled up, and he was shoveling rock in the ditch. And about 10 o'clock, he came out. He was just drenched wet. He pulled it off his all his layers of clothing. He didn't bother taking off. In about 3 minutes, he was standing there just shivering because his body was trying to get rid of all that heat he'd built up, and he was sweating, and just the breeze that was going on, it was like wind chill instantly. And he wound up going to the hospital because his body temperature dropped too low that quick. That was and it was 80 degrees out. And then same thing in the wintertime. You can overheat yourself if you have just like if you don't layer your clothing, you have just one big old heavy duty snowsuit on. If you're out there shoveling snow, you can send your body core temperature way too high, and next thing you know, you got heat stroke
or heart attack.
Yeah,
A lot of people do that in Chicago.
or you're dehydrated. That's my biggest problem in the wintertime, is trying to remind myself to drink more water. Summertime, I put down 5 or 6 of the 32-ounce bottles, no problem. I remember because I'm thirsty. Wintertime, I don't get so thirsty, and I forget to drink water. See, CR is drinking. Good thing.
No, that's coffee.
Come aboard,
That's coffee, sorry. I just want to.
Which reminds me, I need to drink.
I was just going to add something real quick here. During this time of year, during like fall time and the springtime, when the temperatures are kind of like low at night, it's still warm during the day, right? Stuff like that. That's something, people either underdress or overdress, and it gets too hot, and they're not wearing enough, and they're going out during the day. Oh, it's nice and warm. It's 70 Fahrenheit.
Yep, and then they're coming in where it's air conditioned. Yep.
Yeah, and they're coming, back in at night, and it's like only like 50 out, or hovering around 0, and they're not prepared for it with like gloves, whatever, and all that stuff. Not bringing a jacket, right? Oh, it's nice and warm right now, and then the freezing later on.
Hey Trent, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I use a BiPAP machine, and if you don't have that thing set perfectly perfect, for when you're asleep, you could actually kill yourself with it, because I have when the trying to think of how to say this, when the weather changes from hot to cold or cold to hot, when it does that, then I have to turn the dial on it and change the temperature of the airflow that goes through there. Because if I don't do that, then if I'm sleeping, say this happened to me just the other day, if I don't have that temperature on there set right, I can go to bed and I can have that air going into my mask, into my lungs, and it'll be too cold for me. So I'll be sitting there sleeping. My body will be warm from all the covers being on me, but then there's that cold air going in through my CPAP mask, and it's actually cooling the inside of my body down. So I just sit there and physically just shake from being cold, even though it's warm in the house and it's warm outside my body. Inside my body, I am freezing, and I'm just sitting there just uncontrollably shaking, and that's because I is pushing that cold air into my lungs, and my lungs are reacting by saying, "Hey, your body is cold," So I had to wake up. I physically had to wake up, take the mask off, sit there, and breathe room air so that my body would warm up, and then I had to turn that thing up where the heat was coming on my humidifier, and then wait for it to warm up before I could go back to bed. So that's pretty different. A person could actually kill themselves by freezing to death using the BiPAP machine.
Well, it's better than drowning.
Yeah, I guess. Be the same thing though, wouldn't it? Yeah. I've had that happen to me twice with that thing. That's kind of a scary thing.
I just threw up the link to those free novels if anybody wants to read one. There's the Against the Wind, the Scout and the Ninja, and the Family Compound saga out there.
They were thinking of printing it in hardback, Gil?
When I get when I get a total of 10 of the books written, I got the outline for 34 of them done. I've been working around on them. When I get the first 10 done, then I'm going to put them on Amazon. But right now, I just like people just to read them, see how many spelling errors they can find. Let me know.
I have my friend who does not fiction, but he does information books, and he's doing pretty good. He made like 20,000 last year off of his books. He went from ebooks to hardcover or paperback, and he sold them that way. He sell more ebooks, but he's starting to pick up on his hard book or paperback book trade. That's pretty good. I think he has like 7 out.
Yeah, Tibor, I think that's what I was trying to get to. I couldn't think of it, so I was just talking through it. But that's right. It had changed my core temp. And that's why I was freezing like that.
Yeah, when I was going camping with the Scouts the last 6 years, I had to have my CPAP machine there too. And basically, what I did is I got an extra wide, 38-inch wide sleeping bag, and I just put the machine inside the sleeping bag with me, so it was drawing warm air off my body.
Oh yeah, that'd be
that's good.
And so because if I don't have that CPAP machine, you'll wind up with every scout troop in the area standing guard looking for the grizzly bear. What do you got there, CR?
Oh, this is my jumbo mitt. It's jumbo. Like, this is like, I put it over my glove, over my mitt, over that, over it. This is my jumbo mitt. This is what I use at like minus 30, minus 22 Fahrenheit for you guys in the US.
It's your mitten. It looks like a mitten.
It is a mitt. It's a jumbo mitt.
It's huge.
It is.
And it looks very warm.
Oh, this is like when I wear gloves and mitts, I put it over that.
Yeah. That's something like what I used when I was roughnecking. When I was working in the oil fields, I wore regular gloves, but then I had to put a mitten over the top of it, and just to keep my hands warm because it'd be sub-zero weather.
Did anybody here wear a face mask when they went outside in the winter below 0 temps?
I usually have a little hard plastic thing with a mesh type stuff in it to cut down the wind chill.
Yeah, I wore the from the military the full. It looks like Darth Vader's son kind of mask, and the flip thing, and the vent for.
All right, Howie. You have a good
weekend,
my friend. I'll see you around the tube, I'm sure.
Here, Howie.
Did you guys ever see one of those?
It's sort of like with the dust, the big dust mask with the 2 filters on it.
Right, except it's up front.
Up front, it has the single one on it. I've seen the ones where they come down to a battery pack heater that you wear on your belt.
Yeah, it has a tube with it.
Yeah, tube coming down, plugs in there, and then you just, I think the battery pack is good for like 6 hours.
Yep. And you have to be really careful because you want to hear the most stupidest thing on those. You might drown. Because of condensation. All the water you drink goes down that tube, and if the tube's not clear, it goes into your lungs.
Oh, crap.
Ever vomit through one of those masks in sub-zero weather? The vomit freezes before it hits the ground.
That's too much information, Uncle Al.
Oh, trust me. I've been vomiting stuff you wouldn't even like. Gee, I wouldn't eat that, Uncle Al. I wouldn't drink that, Uncle Al. Why are you vomiting now, Uncle Al? It's like I hear that all my life.
If you have a space in the trunk of your car, probably one of the best things you can do to put in there. Lori, Uncle Al, sorry, he didn't realize you were eating.
Sorry about that, Lori. Sorry.
Basically,
too much information, Uncle.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
basically, if you have a trunk if you're driving a vehicle that has a trunk, you can really pack on one side summer clothes, the other side winter clothes, and then back up against the seat is where you'd put like your water bottles, your food, and your emergency kit for your car kit for the car itself. There you have like snow chains or those Ziploc things or straps, whatever, tools, wrenches. You line the outside of your of the trunk space with your emergency kit. That way, you still have the center portion to use for your whatever you go shopping and stuff.
Yep.
But there are some really neat little compartment bag things to go in your trunk to help organizers. On Amazon, there's different ones. I got my wife a couple different ones for her car.
I'm thinking about putting like a tray in the back of my Jeep, building it so that it's like a 1.5 inch void underneath a piece of plywood on top, and make it so it's like a tray that slips out. You can put all your goods in there, anything that you might need, like your ropes or your come-alongs or anything like that, water, maybe some extra water. You could slip all that in there, pull this thing out, slip it all in there, and then push it back in. And then all you have is space on top for other stuff,
Right.
Make it like an extra space in there, and that way you got it separated out a little bit.
Yeah, if you can build something like that
together, and maybe doing that next spring and doing a video on it.
Yeah, if you can build something like that, the money you save over the commercially made ones, you can stock it full of good stuff.
Yeah, you can make like little trays on each side, and then make it so that your wheels just roll right on the carpet of your bed on the inside.
If you do it right, or was it? If there's an IKEA near you, they have the heavy duty long drawer slides, and you just so whatever supports your top piece of plywood, if it's a 2x4 or whatever, you mount those slides to it and make your shelf on the bottom. It slides out with sides on it. It mounts to the slide. That way, it just slides out. You don't need to have wheel rollers. It just slides right out and slides right back in.
I was thinking if you did it right, you could slide it out and put like little 1x2 slats on it or something that were on hinges.
Legs.
Slide it out, let those drop down, and become like a
leg.
Almost like a table, but you could add a piece back up inside the bed itself and make it like a bed. So then, you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you can actually pull that out and get your goodies out and use them, and then just crawl up in there and go to sleep.
That'd be a really good idea.
But I'm still on the drawing boards. I was going to do it this year, but I just wasn't feeling good enough. So I'm hoping I feel a bit good and ambitious enough and healthy enough next year to do something like that.
How many gloves did you have on there, CR? I see that's 3.
Four
pairs of gloves.
Four. Hey, when it's minus 30, minus 40 out, that's what I do. Because it sucks in the cold not having dexterity. And your thumbs get cold fast. That's why I like wearing mitts a lot, because your fingers stay warmer because they're together.
Well, it's always easier to layer down than layer up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have a cool set of glove mitts it's all wool, and you got individual fingers, but then the fingertips are missing on it. So you do stuff with it, but on the back of it has a little pocket that folds up over the entire thing and turns your fingers into a big old mitten cover on it. So your fingers are kept nice and warm, and you just peel it off, and you got to do a little delicate work, and you pull it back on again. I really love those suckers. Which is something everyone should consider for the emergency kit in their car. The nitrile gloves and then your heavier duty mechanics gloves, that have the rubberized tips on them and stuff, and then a pair of the cotton cheap gloves you can get, the little gauntlets on them,
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like anything else. There's no really such thing as one does all. Hammers, you got a little tack hammer, you got a framing hammer, sledgehammer.
Gloves, they fit so tight on your hands, they actually keep your hand warm.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so and anytime I'm working on any chemicals now, 2 pairs of nitrile gloves. That way, if the outer one gets torn off, gets ripped, tear it, take it off, put another one over it. The inner one keeps my hands. It's the insurance policy to keep my hands clean from the chemicals.
Yep. All right, I think we've about covered everything, guys. I've gone over my hour, but that's cool. We were talking, so it was good. Anybody want to add anything before we go?
What do we got down there? And I'm looking at the chat here on the side. Nobody's popping up with anything there.
Thanks, Lori. It was a pretty good one. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'll catch you later.
All right, Uncle Al.
Folks.
Take care, Uncle Al.
All right. Yeah, I got to get back to work upstairs in the attic and finish my work up there.
Oh boy, yeah, I got stuff to do here too.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I came down to get something to drink
at this time of the day, because it gives you time to get other stuff done.
Yeah. All right, see y'all later.
All right, guys, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Next time.
Take care, everyone.